Let's pick up where we left off last time. Chen Pinggan's best friend Lu Xianyang hurriedly ran to his home and ended up accidentally stepping on his bed. It turned out that Lu Xianyang found a job for Chen Pinggan to go to Wan Qiong's blacksmith store to help digging water wells. The wage is higher than his delivery of the letter. Chen Pinggan had not yet responded to once again because of the bridge of everlasting life was interrupted into the pain. Lu Xianyang can only leave the words and then left as soon as he went out the door. To see in the sweeping of the floor of Zhigui, it turned out that he had long liked Zhigui, but Zhigui didn't like him and even beat him up. Lu Xianyang left on the road met Lu Chen. Lu Chen wanted to give him fortune-telling. The results were taken as a liar, wanted to burn Lu Chen's fortune-telling booth. Scared, Lu Chen collected the booth and hurried to run. Running to halfway to stop for a break met with a seriously injured lying on the ground Ning Yao. He immediately perceived Ning Yao's origin is not simple. Angry that he cursed in the heart of the Wu Jiaozi. He did not want to rescue Ning Yao, but in the threat of Ning Yao's flying swords, or decided to save her. But Lu Chen is afraid of Ning Yao's body to carry too much karma. She will be randomly sent to a place of the family will be harmed. Lu Chen fingers pinch, counting a few. Lu Chen counted a few families that could help Ning Yao, but they were all rejected by their old ancestors. Lu Chen had no choice but to send Ning Yao to the home of Chen Pinggan, who himself lacked good fortune, hoping that Chen Pinggan would be able to save Ning Yao, and Chen Pinggan, who was kind-hearted, was naturally willing to save Ning Yao. Ning Yao's beauty also surprised Chen Pinggan. Liu Chen then wrote a prescription for Chen Pinggan to pick up the medicine, and before he left, Chen Pinggan asked Lu Chen to help him after his death, so that he could reincarnate in the next life still as a child of his own parents, making Lu Chen feel a touch of sadness. Ning Yao woke up and had a conversation with Lu Chen. Halfway through the conversation, just as Chen Pinggan came back from picking up the medicine, so the hero and heroine formally met and introduced themselves. Lu Chen saw that Ning Yao was fine, and instructed Chen Pinggan to decoct the medicine for Ning Yao on a regular basis, and then was ready to leave. But Pinggan Chen said that he couldn't read or write, and he still hoped that Lu Chen would personally supervise the situation, and Lu Chen said that Ning Yao was literate, and by doing so, he gave Chen Pinggan a chance to spend some time with Ning Yao, and he told Chen Pinggan to keep the prescription to learn to read and write, and then asked him to come with him to the courtyard. It turned out that he had been dissatisfied with Chen Pinggan's negativity. He waved his hand and pulled Chen Pinggan into the illusion, letting Chen Pinggan see his longevity bridge and his heart demon. He told Chen Pinggan that one should not be so negative about life. Even if the longevity bridge was interrupted, there was still a way to live. And that Chen Pinggan had already passed away if Chen Pinggan chose to die like this, then his parents who had already passed away would certainly feel sad as well, which was an irresponsible behavior. Lu Chen awakened Chen Pinggan's hope of surviving with his words. Before leaving, Lu Chen also told Chen Pinggan 3 things. The first is to go to worship Wan Qiong as a teacher. The second is to go to the creek to touch the stone. The third is that the early death of his parents is not his fault, but he is subject to the karma of his parents to such a rough fate. Through these 3 things to let Chen Pinggan know the direction of the future. Returning to the house, Chen Pinggan cooked the medicine for Ning Yao, and then entrusted his home to Ning Yao, who knew that he was going to find Kai Jinjian to take revenge, and seeing his determined face, Ning Yao just told him to deal with the people who cultivate immortals to be quick in their strikes, and then left Chen Pinggan to do what he wanted to do. On the other hand, Fu Nanhua came to Song Jisen's home and started to negotiate the price with Song Jisen regarding an immortal pot. He wanted to use his feelings to cheat the pot away from Song Jisen, but Song Jisen directly poked through his intentions, making him murderous towards Song Jisen, but Song Jisen wasn't unsuccessful in selling the pot. He gave Fu Nanhua the chance to make 2 bids. Fu Nanhua then took out a bag of Jinjing copper coins as the money for the pot. Song Jisen took a glance at the pot and saw that the amount of coins in the bag wasn't enough, breaking the town's rule of a bag of copper coins for a chance, and so rejected him. This behavior made Fu Nanhua very angry, directly in the finger cohesion of immortal magic, over and over again, knocking Song Jisen's bridge of longevity, putting him into pain. But Song Jisen is also a person with insight, with his own perseverance to hold on. Fu Nanhua then made a new offer. Song Jisen still felt dissatisfied, then he told Fu Nanhua that as long as he promised himself 2 conditions, he could give him another treasure that was not inferior to the immortal pot. The first thing was to give himself 3 bags of Jinjing copper coins, and the second thing was to help him kill Pinggan Chen. Fu Nanhua agreed, and left with the immortal pot to the intersection to meet up with Kai Jinjian, but he didn't want Kai Jinjian to know what he had harvested, so he hid the immortal pot. Fu Nanhua and Kai Jinjian both left Mud Bottle Alley together. On the way, Kai Jinjian told Fu Nanhua about being robbed of the opportunity by Lu Zimao at Gutsan's house. Fu Nanhua also found out that Lu Zimao had set up a boundary in Mud Bottle Alley, which might bring disadvantage to the two of them, but Kai Jinjian said that there is no need to mind. Fu Nanhua then made the excuse that the one incident of Kai Jinjian interrupting Qin Pingan's longevity bridge might bring unnecessary trouble to Yunxia Mountain, and that in his heart, he wanted to use Kai Jinjian to kill Qin Pingan so that he wouldn't be afraid of breaking the rules of the town. But Kai Jinjian, by virtue of the fact that she was a woman, had intentionally shown her weakness to Fu Nanhua, and also tempted Fu Nanhua with her own beauty in an attempt to unsettle his Taoist heart and create a heart demon with which to fortunately, Fu Nanhua realized in time and stabilized his Taoist heart. At the same time, he also had a murderous intent towards Kai Jinjian, and he definitely would not let his heart demon survive. Just as he rushed towards Kai Jinjian and prepared to kill her, Qin Pingan, who was determined to seek revenge on Kai Jinjian, also rushed out at that moment, and with great speed, he slit Kai Jinjian's throat with a piece of broken porcelain in his hand, killing Kai Jinjian on the spot, who had not yet reacted. Lu Zimao, lurking in Gu Qin's home, has been watching the situation outside, learned that Qin Pingan killed Kai Jinjian, broke his own curse, and then immediately let Qin Pingan's body, One Heart Seeks Death talisman, will be the target of the Fu Nanhua, while on the other side of the Gu Han is in Lu Zimao's immortal method, began to retrace their own life path to refine their own nature of mind. Immediately after seeing Kai Jinjian killed, Fu Nanhua began to pretend to be a good person, stopping to stand still and accusing Qin Pingan of not being able to kill people at will. Qin Pingan directly pierced through Fu Nanhua's hypocrisy, and Fu Nanhua no longer hid it. He decided to seriously injure Qin Pingan so that he would not be expelled by Qi Jingchun for killing someone in the town, and he could also give an explanation to Kai Jinjian's family, stating that Kai Jinjian was not killed by himself. Although he had suppressed his cultivation in the town, he was still much stronger than Pingan Qin, and once he made his move, he put Pingan Qin into a bitter battle, but Pingan Qin, with his familiarity with the geography, started an alleyway battle with Fu Nanhua, and soon allowed Fu Nanhua to reveal his cracks, and just as Pingan Qin was about to kill him with a piece of shattered china, Fu Nanhua moved to kill him, and pulled out his own means of preserving his life, the watery Jiao dragon, intending to strangle Pingan Qin, but because the suppression of the heavenly Tao made it impossible for him to hold on to his immortal technique, he eventually contacted his immortal technique after spitting out a mouthful of blood. Fu Nanhua's injury allowed Pingan Qin to see an opportunity. He didn't hesitate and once again launched an attack on Fu Nanhua. And at the moment when he was almost able to score another hit, the sage Qi Jingchun arrived nearby and briefly paused Pingan Chen's movements with time stop, so the porcelain shards were unable to slice through Fu Nanhua's throat, and then Qi Jingchun also lifted the time stasis so that Qin Pingan was able to hit Fu Nanhua, who had no intention to kill Fu Nanhua. At the moment when he was choking Fu Nanhua's neck, the One Heart Seeking Death talisman in his body began to affect his state of mind, so that he was in the state of confusion and put the broken ceramic piece against Fu Nanhua's neck. He almost made a big mistake in the end. He overcame the influence of the demon of his mind with his own tough will and stopped the action in his hand without killing Fu Nanhua. And this tough character also made Qi Jingchun start to be impressed by him. Qi Jingchun once again stopped the passage of time around him, and then his finger gently pointed at Qin Pingan's body to let him return to his normal state, and he asked Qin Pingan to stop doing it, and at the same time, he helped him to put the One Heart Seeking Death talisman inside his body. Then letting him loosen his stranglehold on Fu Nanhua and inviting him to take a walk with him in the town, Qi Jingchun stated that there were some things he hadn't done well, and that he had to give Qin Pingan an explanation in this matter. Qi Jingchun and Qin Pingan slowly walked in the town where time stood still. Qi Jingchun slowly told Qin Pingan the hidden secrets of the town, and then brought Qin Pingan into the illusion, told him that everyone in the town had a life porcelain, told him that his life porcelain was broken, and that his parents' ups and downs weren't his fault, and then finally told him the origin of the town, so that he would understand that everything he had experienced wasn't his fault, so that he would stop thinking that his parents' early death was his fault. And then Qi Jingchun also used the illusion of a woman fell into a well to tell Qin Pingan, good people do good to save people, do not necessarily have to risk their lives. To protect their own lives is the most important thing. After teaching Pingan Qin reasoning, Qi Jingchun went out to teach Lu Zimao, who had framed Ping'an Chen in the dark, to leave the town immediately, leave the 2 bags of Jingjing copper coins in his hand in the courtyard of Gutsan's house, and not be allowed to take half a step away from Shujian Lake within 30 years after leaving the town, avenging Ping'an Chen. Qi Jingchen felt that Chen Ping'an, who had overcome Lu Zimao's frame-up with his own heart of sincerity, should be compensated for the chance to give him a chance. So he brought him to the old acacia tree in the town and requested the ancestors in the tree to grant Chen Ping'an a piece of acacia leaf. But because Chen Ping'an was not blessed in the first place, not one of the ancestors was willing to place their bets on him. And in the end, after Qi Jingchuan's plea, only the Yao family's ancestor granted Chen Ping'an a piece of Sephora leaf. At the end of the journey, he brought Chen Ping'an back to the private school and told Chen Ping'an that since it was over, he hoped that he wouldn't give up on his life for that reason. Then he gave Chen Ping'an the hairpin that his teacher had given to him because he saw in Chen Ping'an what he used to be like, and that he had also struggled to come out from a poor teenager one step at a time. And he hoped that Chen Ping'an wouldn't be disappointed in the world and that he would try his best to see the beauty of the world. On Gu Kan's side in Lu Jimao's bowl, after experiencing some mind polishing, the little loach in his arms finally woke up and transformed back to its original water dragon form and began to formally fight side by side with Gu Kan, who thus truly embarked on his own cultivation path. Chen Ping'an was able to let go of his hatred because he had unraveled his heart in his conversation with Qi Jingchun, and he and Ning Yao gradually became more familiar with each other. Gutsan was about to leave the town for Shujian Lake because of Lu Jimao. Before he left, he sent an old book and 2 bags of Jingjing copper coins from his home to Chen Ping'an's home, but Chen Ping'an didn't want them. He could only throw them in the yard and prepare to escape, but he was still caught by Chen Ping'an. At this time, Ning Yao came out from the house and picked up the book and copper coins on the ground. She asked Chen Ping'an to accept Gutsan's gift, to avoid that in the future Gutsan would be unable to move forward on his cultivation path, not being able to move on because of this one incident and causing him harm. After hearing this, Chen Ping'an could only accept it helplessly. Gu Kan also sadly said goodbye to Chen Ping'an and then left. On the other side, Zhao Yao is saying goodbye to Song Jisun, who is also getting ready to leave the town, but he meets Lu Xianying flying a kite to confess his love to Zhigui and makes a joke. The young Master Lu, who was born in the rich family of the town, happened to pass by the inn and broke Lu Xianying's kite with a slingshot, and also clashed with Lu Xianying, but Lu Xianying knew that he couldn't afford to mess with Lu's family, so he could only say a few harsh words and then fled. Lu family, Moving Mountain Ape from Zhengyang Mountain and Su from Qingfeng City came to the family house to talk about sale and purchase with them, while the Lu family head went ahead to prepare. Su and Moving Mountain Ape started a sparring match in Yen realm. Moving Mountain Ape used his own rigid fighting style to beat Su and gained the priority of the choice of treasures. He wanted a sword scripture, while Su wanted a treasure armor. Both treasures were Lu Xianying's ancestral belongings. In order to avoid Lu Xianying's rejection of outsiders leading to the failure of the sale, it was only then that Moving Mountain Ape and Su came to the Lu family, hoping that someone from the town would go and negotiate the price with Lu Xianying. It so happened that the 2 sons of Lu's family both had a relationship with Lu Xianying. They felt that as long as they taught Lu Xianying a lesson, he would obediently hand over the treasure, so they swore to promise. The 2 sons of Lu's family's frivolous appearance made Su very dissatisfied, especially the second son also secretly glanced at Su's plump breasts so that she instantly moved to kill the head of Lu's family in order to save his son's life. He could only use his own family law to teach the second sons of Lu's family. He hoped keep Su from getting angry. He wants Su to spare his youngest son. At Chen Ping'an's home, Ning Yao told him that Qi Jingchun was currently in a predicament herself, so he couldn't fully help Chen Ping'an with many things. A new fight for chance has begun. To find out what happens next, feel free to subscribe to my channel and we'll see you in the next installment.